Hello guys, welcome to a new What If. What if Deku had SCP-5000 the suit and SCP-999 as a friend? So I'm going to explain first what the powers are of SCP-5000 the suit. The suit's powers are invisibility, but this invisibility is so next level that nobody can. Even if you see Shy Guy's face, he won't be able to know that you've seen him because you're invisible. And yes, the suit has invisibility. It has a pretty good, like, in his broken state, this armor was pretty strong. And what I read, when this armor was not broken, this armor was almost indestructible from what I know. So, and it gives you superhuman strength, like, let's see, if not even hit, he in the story, the guy who had the armor split a screen in half with ease, like ease. So, and that was when the armor was broken. So yeah, think I'd say it was like something like 30%, 35% one for all in the full power armor, not broken. Yeah. So, and why does so it's going to be like the SCP-5000 story. There's like this that the SCP Foundation turned on a humankind and stuff, and so I'm going to make the SCP Foundation a thing in like My Hero Academia, but the creatures they contain, because the creatures they contain do not have quirks, they still have something else for whatever they get, and there's even All Might can defeat some creatures, so that's why they have them contained. So yeah, and how Deku gets and oh, why Deku has SCP-999 is for morale support, so it does not go insane, and for the additional healing that makes it stronger, and that so he doesn't go insane, like I said. So, and how Deku gets his hand on the suit and SCP-999, I'm just going to slam on the slime. Well, Deku is going to be a researcher at the facility. Deku is going to be like something like, let's say, 18, 18, 17. Yeah, he's a pretty young one. And why? And if you guys ask then how he's going to do to go in the story, I'm going to say that UA starts at, let's see, um 19 years old. So okay, let's start the story. So Deku just got into the SCP Foundation, and he was doing like daily testing, research and stuff. He was a pretty good staff, and many people liked him there because of his personality. And yeah, if you yeah, everything goes the same, but Deku does not get attacked by the Slytherin, and Deku just learns and stuff and doesn't go, and Aomai doesn't give him his quirk. So yeah, so Deku is a researcher. He's a pretty good one, and everybody likes him there. So uh, he just does the research until one day all of the staff at Site 62C are called in to a meeting room, and two two or three soldiers came into the room and said that this is just a normal checkup, when all of a sudden they started firing the weapons. And when Deku saw them firing the weapons, he immediately ran out of the room and was thinking what to do. And then he remembered that the SCP-5000, the suit, so he immediately ran into the room and got the armor on, and activated the ability to be invisible, and he was invisible. And so when all of the soldiers came to check up, they didn't see his body. They searched around the facility and didn't find him. So yeah. So when Deku got the armor, not the armor, the suit, he went to get SCP-055. That's the briefcase that he's holding here, and SCP-999. This one, this little cutie. So after he gets the armor and yeah, after he gets everything, he just goes out of there, and yeah, he finds a warehouse out in the middle of nowhere and just goes in there and sells in for the next few months. So he watches the TV while so it podcasts that the SCP Foundation. So let's hear a podcast. This is the SCP Foundation. We were the uh, we were people who captured SCPs and tested them to protect mankind, but our objections has been changed into the extermination of all mankind. And please look at this SCP, the name Shy Guy, and I forget what the Shy Guy's number was. So yeah, let's go with that. And when Deku saw Shy Guy, he thought he was dead, but after a few weeks, nothing happened. And when Deku switched off on the TV again, he saw that the facility was just letting out all of the SCPs. And so Deku was scared, so he just sat in the warehouse thinking how he can do it, and he realized that if he gets the briefcase to another SCP, which I forgot was SCP-049, I just forgot. So like, so let's go on the on the journals he's been writing for a few days now. Day one, I've just escaped out of the facility. All of the researchers were shot for a reason unknown. This this is the journal on day one. I'll be gone. So this is journal 2. I I've just seen a group of soldiers and a woman standing by them with a knife saying that she will do the checking, and she stabbed the first soldier. The first soldier didn't react. Then she stabbed the second soldier in the shoulder and he didn't react. Then she stabbed the third soldier and the third soldier didn't react. And then she stabbed the fourth soldier and the fourth soldier screamed out and she said, "Looks like we got one alive," and then said to take him away. And then she stabbed the fifth guy and didn't had no reaction. So they went on and said that they have a mission to do. So uh like if you ask how SCP, he's always like that around Deku's shoulders, and the suit that gives the power to this SCP too, so he won't be able to be seen. So he goes to site 19 and gets a little bit research on why everybody's doing this, why they're doing and killing everybody. So every record that had to do anything with why they were doing this was erased like it never existed. So Deku just goes out of there, and yeah, a few months go by, and if you ask how he survives without food, the suit gives him like this, that he does not need food. He will just live on forever if he doesn't get killed miraculously somehow with this suit on. So yeah, and I'm just saying, All Might Endeavor, people like those are dead. Almost every hero is dead. So Deku now goes out to the city to see if there's any survivors, and he doesn't find anyone. And when I say anyone, I mean no one. There's literally nobody alive in there. So he checks out everything and sees that there's no one alive, and then something comes to his mind that he could reset the whole timeline if he goes and finds the SCP-049 or whatever it was. The SCP that just links up with, oops, that just links up with this suitcase. If they're brought together, the timeline will reset and everything will be back to normal, and yeah, everything will be fixed. So Deku goes and searches for the other SCP. Deku goes to Site 62A. I know this was not in the original, but yeah, I'm doing like this. So he finds the SCP that he was looking for, and he combines the SCP and the briefcase, and this does something that the timeline resets. But yeah, Deku had the suit, and this suit was always on. He never got it off because he was scared if he got it off, the shy guy would find him. And this is where in comes when I say this suit is so makes you invisible that you're like you do not exist. That's like so when the timeline gets reset, the Deku does not get reset and just goes to the past, and this past Deku does not exist because it exists, but that Deku is erased and he's replaced with this one, so we don't have any double. So in this timeline, I know I just breezed through it all, but yeah, I'm just trying to get out of this and get into the actual storyline that I want to be in. So yeah, let's just continue. So when Deku resets the timeline, he's still invisible and he doesn't want to be seen, so he just goes through the city looking at everything, that how everything is fixed, nothing is broken, and he's happy that everything is fine again. And he searches for a newspaper to see when he if he is at the right time or not. And when he finds a newspaper, he sees that he's in the right time where he needed to be. And so yeah, Deku just goes around the city, and with this suit, he just goes to the highest building. If you ask me how, he just climbs it up. If you ask me how, his fingers, he just climbs up with his fingers. He just pushes his fingers into the tower like this was butter. And yeah, Deku just climbs the tower onto the top, just looking at the view of how everything it is. And I'm going to say that the suit is somehow gone, and the SCP Foundation is trying to find Deku to get the suit back, because nobody should have the suit because it will be too powerful for anybody. So yeah, let's continue. So this is the next day. So Deku gets the invisibility off, and the second he gets the invisibility off, the researcher team finds a signal, and they send a whole squad for them to get the suit off, for them to get the suit back. So while Deku was walking through the city, all of a sudden the SCP vehicle comes, and all of the SCP guards surround him. And when Deku sees this, all the SCP guards point the guns at him and tell him to hands up. Oops, sorry for this, guys. Hands in the air, and for him to go down. Oh my gosh. For him to go down on the ground or he will be exterminated. And when Deku hears this, yeah, he just like goes for the suit's full power of 35% of Deku's one for all. It's like almost 70% one for all. Yeah, just let's continue. and just like goes up and knocks everyone out and just goes into invisibility form so nobody can find him of the SAP Foundation, because in the SAP Foundation eyes, oh shit, sorry, need to end this.